Call this meeting to order, being Tuesday, December 11th, 2018 at 6:30. Can we have the invocation?
If we can please bow our heads. Dear Lord, thank you for all the blessings you have bestowed upon us. As we gather here tonight, we pray that this meeting is successful, productive, and blessed. Guide us, give us your wisdom concerning the issues that we face on a day-to-day basis. Lord, we give you the glory for what we accomplish, and as always, in your name, we pray. Amen.
The pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody sign them for public comment? On the agenda?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioners, city staff, members of the community. Before I begin, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to introduce and welcome Mr. Roel Garza, whom is no stranger to the community, whom is going to be taking over the role of the Department of Sanitation Director. So, Mr. Roel Garza, welcome.
Thank you, mayors and commissioners, for the opportunity. Look forward to working under your leadership and under the direction of Mr. Arjona, and excited and honored to be part of the great team of directors that you have in place.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Ruel.
One of the things, Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioner, we were in Austin last week on Thursday and Friday, meeting with a few departments from the state capitol. Some of them include the Office of the Senator, Eddie Lucio, with the Director of Business and Community Development, Mr. Jorge Ayala from the Economic Development Administration, Office of Armando Martinez, Texas Department of Transportation. We met with Commissioner Kathleen Jackson from the Texas Water Development Board, and as well as Mireya Lowe, from the department. Now, there's a couple of things that I really can't go into detail because of the fact that it's going into legislature. However, one of the things that I'd like to bring over is that on the Texas Water Development Board, we were awarded $2.2 million plus an additional $500,000 as a loan forgiveness. The $500,000 is on the lift station, and the 2 point plus is on the wastewater department. So those were some good news that we're bringing back to the city that took place this past week at the state capitol. So we were very excited on that, and good news to the city. So on the first item on the presentations, I've got different departments. The first one is Planning and Zoning, Department of Parks and Recreation, San Juan Memorial Library, and the Department of Sanitation. Everybody's here, ready, available. Should you have any questions on their reports?
Any questions for the commission?
If I may.
Yes.
I'm going to go back real quick, Mr. Arjona, to the meeting you attended in Austin.
Okay.
I know we did receive an email that you were attending and the people you were going to visit with. If we can, if it happens again, I would like to know what's going to be discussed, the purpose of that trip. Okay. I don't know if anybody else was asked to attend. I know I wasn't, but I don't know if it was open for somebody else to attend, to travel with you all, to sit in and get that information firsthand. So maybe next time if it could be on the table. That's what I have for that. As far as the planning and zoning, you do put on your report, Mr. Escobar, about the health ordinance that is in process. Is that going to be finalized before we hire somebody, or are we waiting to hire somebody until after the fact, or? Okay, thank you, sir. Sanitation Department, I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for now, for this one. 'Cause I know you were new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for now, for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off the hook for this one. 'Cause I know you're new, and David's not here, so I'll let you off Ms. Hassine, the library, the children's librarian. I see the activities on your report, coloring. I think only 3 people attend every time there's a coloring session, homework. Is she going out to promote these? She's going. Right, because the numbers are low. Thank you, Mrs. C. And Parks and Rec, Mr. Willingham. I know we just had the Noche de Paz. I requested a report through email. I didn't receive it this past week or prior to. When do you think the breakdown of the expenses and the revenue that came in for that event?
Have it, I'm pending a couple of items, and then I'll have a full report, and I'll send it to you.
First meeting in January?
I'll present it, yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
Questions from the commission?
Yes, Mr. Willingham, Mr. Willingham, is that, I know that Commissioner Ramirez had requested also that, the last meeting on the, more or less the budget, what it was, include the budget, what you had for the Noche de Paz, and then just give them the breakdown. Okay?
Yes, that budget had informed me it was incomplete.
Oh,
We were pending several items, so as soon as it is, I'll send it out.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had a great day, great night, great Noche de Paz, tell you one thing.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the commission?
Sanitation, at this time, I've been advised that while our trucks are hauling items to the Enberg location, I was advised that their trucks are not being secured, and we're being lettering either paper or whatever flies out of the truck. We can find a better way to better secure. I know that there's a cover on it, but advised that there is a lot of debris being blown off the trucks, and we can better prepare and secure those items. That's about it. Thank you. That's all I have, sir.
So, Rona, have we been sending the court enforcers to let on First Street people not to put the brush on this side?
Yes, sir. As a
On
matter of
the
fact,
side of the,
we did that right before the Noche de Paz, like a week or 2 weeks before that. However, there was some people who still did that, but we went back and picked up some of the brush. Did we completely pick it all up, or? Right.
and did we ever get any quotes from any companies, third party, to do the
Yes,
sweep?
I received a couple of quotes. I'm still working on one of them. That one of them gave me a total amount, one company, and the other company gave me an amount per truckload. And I asked to give me an estimated amount per truckload on the other company. They couldn't do that, and the other company couldn't do a full amount. So I'm working with both of them and see how can we give me something that both of them can provide me. Not only one company doing the whole shebang and the other one just on a per truckload basis. So one company is saying, I really can't do that because then I don't want to be overcharging you, and I don't want to be undercharging the company either. And the other company was saying, well, I really can't give you a proposal on a per truck basis.
Last time when we cleaned the area that we had to clean, we had 2 companies that gave us a code per truck. And one of the small companies, the one who ended up doing it, it was like for $200 per load. So, look at that and let's see we could, because before we send those code enforcers to start giving citations on this or educating our residents, we need to make a sweep and get the sanitation department up to, to par, not behind or, if we can do that, okay. Any,
Garcia was advising, is showing the educational part prior to getting geared up, and by the time we start cleaning the city as far as the brush pickup and and the third-party pickup. Along with the education, then comes with the compliance, and of course, in last resort, like Mr. Garcia said, citations, so forth from there.
Like this morning when Mr. Roy came on board, that's one of the topics that we touched on as far as creating something that will deliver the citizens a flyer, literature as to what can be and what cannot be. It's not allowed, what's allowed, the proximity from one trash can to the other one, stuff like that. So that's something that he's going to be working on.
Possibly working on some type of PSA announcement versus
Yes.
advising, what are the do's and don'ts, kind of give them an example of what to do and what not to do.
That's exactly what we talked about.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the commission? Next item,
Next item on the public hearing and ordinances, hold a second public hearing for the voluntary annexation of the proposed Hinojosa Acre subdivision, being a 2.0 acre tract of land out of Lot 7, Block 9, Lot 4, Block 13, and Lot 5. Block 13, John Klosner subdivision as per volume O, pages 4 to 5, on the Hidalgo County MNR, Hidalgo County, Texas, located on the South Nebraska Avenue along the north side of Conway Road.
this is a public hearing, right?
Yes, sir.
So
To open it up.
we're going to open the public hearing to a public at 6:44. Any comments from the public? Any comments from the public? Any comments from the commission? We're closing the public comments at 6:45. We have motion by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Sanchez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Next item,
Under appointments, consider appointment of a board member to the City of San Juan Parks and Recreation Board. Mr. Willingham, I don't believe there's anybody that submitted an application. However, it doesn't mean that you cannot appoint anybody, but just letting you know.
do you have any appointments from the commission then? Okay, we have a motion to table. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Next item,
Item under discussion and possible action on the following matters. Consider authorizing city manager to enter into contract agreement with the Texas Police Chief Association Foundation in connection with the best practices standards in law enforcement. Chief?
question from the commission? Yes.
Chief, as far as the recognition, will that help in any of the grants that you apply for, or? is the cost,
Questions from the commission?
is there a fee, or that we have to pay, or is it just included in the? Okay,
Yeah, there is not a yearly fee, it's just the, they charge us on the transaction.
Percentage on what's collected?
Yep.
Do it. Motion by Mr. Sanchez,
Second.
second Mr. Guajardo. All in favor?
aye.
All against? Motion passes. Next item, Mr. Gona.
Consider authorizing the city manager to declare 22 seized vehicles and 2 seized trailers awarded to the city of San Juan by the criminal district attorney of Hidalgo County as surplus property and authorize the auction of said seized property. Mr. Mayor.
And any of these vehicles can, Mr., not be used for any other departments, or they're not at good condition?
Not for the departments per se, but maybe PD can use them. I know we talked about, police chief and I, and maybe they can use a couple of vehicles that they can use, and if they're not usable, then they'll put them into the auction. But they'll look it up.
That is correct. It can only be used by law enforcement officers for purposes of law enforcement or at the direction of law enforcement. Yes. And these vehicles, with the exception of a few, they are just vehicles that need to be auctioned. And we utilize that money to, purchase other equipment, so forth.
Any questions for the commission?
Motion to approve?
Moved by Mr. Ramirez, second by Mr. Sanchez. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Next item, Mr. Gona.
Contractual resolutions, consider entering into a memorandum of understanding between the city of San Juan and Texas A&M Engineering Extension Services. Chief Garza.
Question for the commission? Motion by Mr. Sanchez,
Second.
second by Mr. Guajardo. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Next item,
Next item, consider and approve resolution to adopt the proposed update to the Hidalgo County Metropolitan Planning Organization Thoroughfare Plan. Mr. Escobar. On this item, before Mr. Escobar comes over, there's an item before you where the TxDOT is recommending that from 4 lanes to 6 lanes between Business 83 all the way to the frontage road, and also from, 5 lanes or 4 lanes to 6 lanes between the frontage all the way to Nolanalu. This is something that Texas is recommending. Our recommendation between Mr. Escobar and I to the board, to the commission is that maybe not the one from Business 83 to the frontage, because what that's gonna do is gonna reduce, and it's gonna, I guess, do away with the parking area that some of the businesses rely on between Business 83 and the frontage. We don't have a problem with anything between the frontage and Olana, but on this side, it's a little bit different, because there are some businesses that the only parking space is up on the shoulder. So that'll be our recommendation. Right.
Yeah, the church and Idea, the little church there, Idea uses that site, and then the restaurant, and then the bakery, and so,
So your recommendation is?
so do we have to say, by recommendation, but on the motion?
As long as there was a motion as recommended by administration.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramirez.
Second.
Second, Mr. Guajardo. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Next item,
The other one is consider resolution designating Hidalgo County Metropolitan Planning Organization members. Mr. Escobar. No te vayas. So there within your package, you got the which is the designee.
right now, Mr. Argueta, you're on it, no?
Yes, sir, I'm on the tag. Now, there is a designee if the mayor cannot attend. I know that currently we have you as the designee at the MPO. Yes.
Have me, you don't have me there. No. As far as I know, I'm not the secondary. Yeah.
By nature of the office as Mayor Pro Tem, I'm certain that if the mayor is not available, then because you're the Mayor Pro Tem, you can show up. But if they want to do it more formal and make you an alternate, that could be done too. But just by the nature of your position, that also too gives you the authority to be there at the MPO meeting too.
As a designee.
As a designee, should the mayor not be available. Exactly.
No, I used to attend when the past mayor before. But in this, we have never designated me as an official.
You can do so, again, like I said.
Right.
nature of the office, you can be the person, but if you want to make it more official, you
Right.
can make the motion as the members and then as the alternate for that.
The alternate member for the technical advisory is staff, correct? All right. If I may make a motion, Mayor Pro Tem? The motion is to appoint Mayor Pro Tem Pete Garcia as a designee and to appoint Mr. Escobar as the alternate member for the Technical Advisory Committee.
Motion by Mr. Ramirez, second by Mr. Sanchez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All against? Motion passes. Next item, Mr. Argueta, consent agenda.
Yes, we have a couple of items on the consent agenda. The first one is consider second and final reading of an ordinance for a conditional use permit to operate the drive-through business at Popeye's Snow Cone, legally described as Lot 17 and 18, Tierra del Sol number 2, subdivision located at corner of Veterans Boulevard and Seventh Street as requested by Virginia Garza. And also, we have considered the budget expenditure report October 2018.
Any commission want to pull anything for the consent agenda or discuss anything? Do I have- Motion by Mr. Ramirez,
Again.
second by Mr. Guajardo. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Next item, Mr. Armona, executive session? There's nothing? Okay.
Consider budget expenditure report. Oh, sorry about that, that was on the consent items.
Next item is adjournment.
Motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
At 7 o'clock.